Hey man, Shay man, it's your boy DAA man, Daylight TV, back at
Oh
y'all
shit, the
with
lights went out.
podcast episode number 57. Got my bro host World Pest in here. World, what's the word, my nigga?
Shit, chilling. Keeping it warm on the inside. Warmer than most podcasts.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Already. Hit that like and subscribe button, smash that notification bell if you're really mobbing with the content. That way you know whenever we going live with this real shit. Um, Yeah, bro. We ain't finna waste no time. First thing we gotta talk about R.I.P. White folks.
White folk.
Memphis legend Jimmy McMahon passes away at 50. Yeah, man. Shit wild out here.
The real white folk. Not you other folk.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
you people of the lighter hue.
yeah,
Talk about
man.
a real white legend. A real white dude. It's only a few of them. White
Yeah,
folk,
man. The
boy,
901
blue
just
boy.
lost the real one, you know? So yeah, we coming to y'all, with some incredibly heavy news out of Memphis. Popular content creator and rapper, Whyte Folkz, WHYTFOLKZ, letting you know he different white folks. You feel me?
Yeah, he was repping that GD
Um,
Nation.
yeah. Man who is truly a cultural staple in the city. You know what I'm saying? Passed away. He was just 50 years old. And today we're gonna look at what happened, the legacy he built, and the tragic irony surrounding his passing and shit. You know what I mean? So let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about the incident. So the news broke following a tragic incident on January 19th. You know what I mean? Martin Luther King Day, which is crazy because Martin Luther King died in Memphis, nigga.
Word. Right around the corner from Pooh Shiester's
Different
crib.
type of white folk that did it. Um,
With the help of a foul ass nigga with a
mhm.
bad perm and a
and them
suit that
coke
had high
and them
waters
coke head and them coke head golf ball eyes. Yeah, we talk about Jesse Jackson.
and shoes that was too small.
uh,
Never
according
trust a
to
reverend without a church.
so according to the Millington Police Department, Jimmy McMahon, known to the world as White Folks, was traveling westbound on Saratoga Avenue. Yeah, we got one in Brooklyn too. On his motorcycle. Authorities say he lost control of the bike and collided with two parked vehicles.
Damn.
It was a solo accident. No one else was involved, but the impact was too much. And, white folks were tragically pronounced dead at the scene. His manager later confirmed the news that has since, sent shockwave through the community and, throughout this rap scene in Memphis. Now, for some of y'all who, don't follow, the algorithm or, this niche of content, you're probably asking who is white folks. If you follow white folks, you knew you were getting the uncut truth. He wasn't just a creator, you know what I'm saying? The nigga was a storyteller. Had over 120,000 followers on IG. He built his platform based on raw Southern humor and unfiltered opinions. That motherfucker was unfiltered. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether he was rapping or dropping a little comedic sketch, he had this authentic voice that resonated with, the older generation, especially, and the youth alike. He represented that Memphis hustle. Like Will said, he was part of that GD Nation. You know what I mean? And that specific brand of Tennessee grit. You dig? Now, people didn't just watch him for entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like, they watched him because, the nigga, I guess he started feeling like that, family, that drunk uncle in the family and shit, showing up at the barbecue. We always make sure that nigga got to play because, he going to tweak. But, what make this shit even more, I guess, heartfelt is a detail that many close to him are reflecting on today and shit, right? So reportedly, Whyte Folkz lost his biological father to a motorcycle accident when he was just a kid. So to have his life taken in the same way decades later is a coincidence that just adds a whole nother layer, a tragedy to the story. And then, like I mentioned, Martin Luther King Day, nigga, in Memphis. Millington is like right outside of Memphis, but it's still fucking. You know what I'm saying? Um, as soon as the news hit, the tributes start pouring in from fellow Memphis artists to fans who, watch his videos every day. And, the message is the same. Whyte Folkz was an irreplaceable part of the culture, down there in Memphis. But thoughts and prayers go out to Whyte Folkz and his family, his whole team and shit. Shout out to the city of Memphis. And rest in peace, man. Jimmy White Folk McMahon. Definitely left your mark on the game, nigga. Drop a 901 or rest in peace in the comments and shit if you want to show some love for white folks, man.